Welcome to another episode of the Kalashnikov Show. This is a special episode, as today we'll finally be visiting the factory where legendary Kalashnikov assault rifles are produced. Perhaps the most popular and widely used brand of firearms in the world. For the first time, we'll have a chance to look at the Kalashnikov concern from the inside, see how the latest assault rifles are made, and even try some of them out. This factory in Izhevsk is the heart of the Kalashnikov concern. It was originally an armory built in the early 19th century by decree of the Russian Emperor Alexander I. For 2 centuries, some of Russia's most advanced firearms have been made here. And in the early 21st century, the whole company was renamed in honor of the genius weapons designer Mikhail Kalashnikov.
This item has particular value because it's an AK-47 pre-production prototype that was made in 1948, before the weapon entered service. This unique collection holds a lot of exhibits that you won't find anywhere else. They demonstrate how the AK platform has evolved. Here's the rifle that started everything. You can see from this side, this one's from 1968.
These weapons' effectiveness has been demonstrated in military conflicts throughout the world. The Kalashnikov proved to be far superior to its American counterparts during the Vietnam and Afghanistan wars. In Vietnam, US soldiers would even ditch their M16s in favor of the Soviet-made Kalashnikovs they picked up on the battlefield. The American rifle was extremely unreliable, especially in harsh environments like deserts, something that cannot be said of the Kalashnikov. The AK-12 and AK-15 are the latest models of the Kalashnikov rifle. The only difference between the two is the caliber. These are the 5th generation of the famous Kalashnikov rifle.
My job is to assemble the trigger mechanism. This is the firing hammer.
So this is the hammer. It's the part that makes it shoot, right?
Yes. I probably make about 50 to 60 of them every day.
The AK-12 assault rifle's design is based on the AK-74. It uses 5.45mm rounds. The Russian military adopted this rifle for regular ground troops, airborne troops, and Marines. The AK-15 uses heavier and larger 7.62mm rounds, which, coupled with a silencer, makes it an ideal weapon for special forces. One of the most significant improvements are the 2 Picatinny rails, one on top of the barrel and another under the barrel. They are used to mount additional equipment, such as sighting systems, night vision scopes, or an underbarrel grenade launcher.
These 2 models were designed to meet the specifications of Russia's Ministry of Defense. The key requirements were simple. Adapt the firearm so it can be used with different types of combat gear and improve its compatibility with other combat equipment.
The AK-12 is 922mm long, with a barrel length of 415mm. It features a telescopic butt that can be folded. Its magazine can take 30 rounds. The rifle weighs 3.5 kilos with an empty magazine. You often hear all sorts of myths and stories about a weapon's capabilities, and the Kalashnikov is no exception. For example, can an AK bullet really pierce a rail? What types of armor can it penetrate? What we have today is this armored plate, and using it, we will test the performance of a brand new AK-12. So, what do we have here?
You can see that even when firing in bursts, an AK-12 is very accurate. Let's see if it went right through.
Right?
100% penetration.
Every bullet went through.
Every bullet's gone right through.
So, as you can see, an AK-12 fired from 50 meters was able to penetrate a 5mm thick armored plate. My name is Anna Knishenko. Stay with me to learn all about Russia's weapons.